So I thought I would do something different for this sketchbook. This sketchbook is only spanning 2 months, so it's from April to May of this year, of 2020. And I thought maybe I could narrate a little bit what I was journaling about and the techniques I've been using. So this is the first page. I don't usually have a trouble getting started on journals. I'm usually quite excited, actually, which seems to be the opposite of how other people experience like blank pages. But call it overconfidence. Then I tried to just use pencil and also do the writing in pencil in my outlines instead of using fine liner for the outlines, and I love the way it looks, but I find it really frustrating to work with. So almost immediately I abandoned that method. This is one where I was writing and drawing about my neighbors, who I was quite frustrated with, because this is of course like in the middle of the pandemic and we were in full lockdown by April, and we went into lockdown in mid-March, and these people are just hanging out and like having drinks, not keeping distance at all, and like we were quite upset and like angry. I love this page actually. It's not anything special in terms of what it's about. Like, it's about Joachim, my husband, doing taxes, about my son being obsessed with octopi, but I just like the watercolor look of it, and I used one of those little like I guess it's like wax pencils to blot out some white areas, which I think is a cool look. During quarantine we watched all of La Casa de Papel, which I thought was a super cool series. Would recommend. But we finished watching it. Some of the ins and outs of Corona life, like nothing special. We ordered pizza, and I guess I made some dalgona coffee here, which I actually have become quite obsessed about, even though it feels like a fad. Here I did some work on the table, some drawings of the food. This is fun. Like, I'm doing a little project. I found all of these secondhand botanical illustrations, which sadly have been ripped out of books, but I found a whole stack of them, so I'm using them to create like artwork, which I don't super love this one, but it's just been really fun. So it's all about my frustrations and like anxiety over the whole Corona crisis, and how it reminds me of when my eldest was really sick and how we couldn't really see his disease, but it was always there. Then we got some good news. My mom, who we'd been really worried about because she was just diagnosed with a heart disease, turns out she doesn't have the heart disease, and well, that's amazing. Like, she will probably, well, fingers crossed, not die anytime soon if nothing like scary gets her. So, you know, slight relief over there. Then here I got some new pencils. I got the Luminance 6901 from Caran d'Ache. It's my favorite brand of pencils, but I'm really in love with these. They weren't cheap, but I figured I could use some. This I drew, I forgot the name of the series while I was watching like Self-Made Woman, I think, or something like that, about the lady who sets up like a hair care company for black women and black hair in the US, and faces a lot of racism and sexism, and I found it a really interesting series, and I drew all of these people while I was watching the series. Here's another drawing on mom life. My son Abel has gotten into the habit of getting up really early, and I'm trying different methods, including just booming him back to sleep, which isn't really working. Still hasn't worked, by the way. Here we went on a long distance walk with my dad, who we hadn't seen in like 2 months before then. So that was nice. The weather had been good. Video calls, coffee, and then also like some frustrations. I don't know about you, but I'm finding it really, we were all locked in the house together for up to like 2.5, 3 months by that point, so it's quite intense. We love each other and all is good. you know, things get heated up if you're locked in a space together, even though we are so lucky to have a nice house. On May 9th, I cut my husband's hair and I cleaned the house, which I hate cleaning, but needed to be done. Then Mother's Day was actually really nice. Jacob and I went out to get some snacks, had a little walk, that was fun. And then slowly, like, things are getting back to a slightly more normal place, I guess. This was the last day before the boys went back to daycare, and I really tried to enjoy my moment with them. This is me trying to pick them up and waiting in line. Like, they have all of these marcations on the floor where you can stand, where you can't stand while you're waiting, and you can't really go in. And I was afraid that it would be super intense, but actually it takes a bit longer, but the whole pickup situation at daycare is fine and actually makes me feel really good about how safe it is. And yeah, the boys seemed happy too. Then we did another long distance walk with my brother, who turned 30, and his wife and their adorable little son. I also had my dad came and picked up some face masks because he's traveling. He traveled to Switzerland. He's still there because my grandma seems to be in the process of dying, which, you know, is sad, but also I think she's ready to go. So, you know, it's a double. I think when people are really old, ready to go, it's a different feeling. And then we have this little bug hotel in our garden, and a few bees laid their eggs in there and then, like, closed it shut, so I'm really excited about that. Some yoga, some work. Went to return our library books because the library opened up again after a couple months, but I was too late, so I had to still use the little, like, drawer thing that they have. Here I was just drawing some people off of Instagram, so if you recognize yourself, what's up? Thanks for lending me your face. Little things I love, like little baby kids' clothes and kids' shoes. It's so cute. And then I got Joachim this really cool mosaic, still for his birthday, from the same people who did a big wall in Hackney Downs Park in London, near where we used to live. And we really loved that wall, and I noticed that they had these, like, miniature mosaics for sale in an Etsy shop, and I got one, and it's just really, really fun and a nice reminder of our time there. Then I had to go out and buy some summer clothes for the boys because it got really hot, and especially Jacob didn't have anything. Like, Alba usually has the hand-me-downs from Jacob, but Jacob had grown out of everything all of a sudden, as kids do. And then the next day we immediately used them because we went out and found a place of a bit of forest not too far from our house that was basically empty, and there was no one there, and it was beautiful. So we walked around the nature reserve and then passed by an ice cream truck on our way home and had some ice cream. And that's it. I hope you enjoyed that. Let me know if you found this video fun, or if you just prefer the quick run-throughs. Yeah, let me know. Have a good day.